Okay, let's dive into Genesis chapter 5. This is what the text calls the written account of Adam's line.
Right. And our mission basically is to trace this early lineage, see what details, what patterns are, embedded in this list.
It starts right off reminding us about the beginning, doesn't it? God creating humankind.
Yeah, in his likeness, male and female, and called the man, it kind of sets the context before the genealogy proper begins.
And then boom, first generation named after Adam is Seth, born when Adam was 130.
And the text makes a point of saying Seth was in Adam's own likeness, his own image, which is interesting, echoing the creation language.
It really does. So after Seth's birth, Adam lives another 800 years. It mentions other sons and daughters too.
Giving him a total lifespan, recorded here, of 930 years.
And then comes that phrase, the one that just repeats throughout this chapter. And then he died.
Exactly. It becomes this almost like a drum beat. The pattern is set right there.
So next is Seth. He has Enosh at age 105.
Lives another 807 years after that. Total of 912 years for Seth.
And then he died. Same formula. These lifespans are incredible, but the ending is stark.
It is. Then Enosh, he fathers Kenan when he's 90, lives 815 more years.
Total 905 years. And you guessed it. Then he died. It's incredibly consistent.
Very. Kenan is next. He has Mahalalel at age 70, lives another 840 years.
Comes out to 910 years total, and then he died. You really start to notice the repetition.
Uh-huh. Then Mahalalel fathers Jared at 65, lives 830 more years.
Total 895 years for Mahalalel, and then he died.
Jared's turn. He has Enoch when he's 162, lives another 800 years.
Total 962 years for Jared. He lived a very long time, even by these standards.
He did. But still, the text says, and then he died. Same conclusion.
But then, just when you think you know exactly what's coming next,
Oh, we get Enoch.
yes, this is where the pattern breaks quite dramatically. Enoch fathers Methuselah at 65, like the others.
But the description changes. It doesn't just give years. It
Mhm.
says Enoch walked with God for 300 years after Methuselah was born. That phrase, walked with God, is significant. It implies a really close relationship. And his total lifespan is given as 365 years, which is actually shorter than the others.
Much shorter. And the ending, completely different.
Totally. It says, Enoch walked with God, then he was no more because God took him away.
No, and then he died. He's just gone, taken by God. It really stands out.
It absolutely does. It's the major exception in the whole list. Then the pattern snaps right back with Methuselah, Enoch's son.
Right. Methuselah has Lamech at 187, lives another 782 years.
And his total age is 969 years. That's the record holder in the Bible, the longest recorded lifespan.
The longest life on the list, almost a millennium. But even for him.
And then he died. Back to the standard ending. Longevity didn't change the ultimate outcome stated here.
Next is Lamech, Methuselah's son. He fathers Noah.
And the text even includes that quote from Lamech when Noah is born, hope for comfort from the toil, from the cursed ground.
Yeah, it's a specific detail. Lamech lived 777 years.
And following the pattern. Then he died.
So the line concludes, for this chapter, with Noah, who is 500 when he becomes the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
So when you look back at the whole chapter, this written account, what really strikes you is, well, a few things. The incredible ages, obviously.
Definitely. But also that structure, age of fathering, years lived after, total age.
And that relentless final statement, and then he died. For almost everyone.
It forces you to think about that contrast. These immensely long lives, yet death is presented as the near universal endpoint in this record.
So the question this kind of deep dive prompts is, what's the significance intended by the source? Why record these specific details, these ages, and hammer home the point about death for this particular line?
And then how does that one exception, Enoch, who didn't die but was taken, change how you read the rest? It's like the text gives you all this data, the long lives, the deaths, the one escape, and leaves you to consider what it means about life, about time, about how things end. Definitely something to think about.